What's up, everybody? Welcome to the season finale of Wait, Hold On. Season 1 is over. Sean is not here. Sean will be back in a couple weeks for Season 2. Starts in June. So close. We have a very special episode today. I'm just here to say, follow us on Instagram, Wait, Hold On Pod. Follow us on TikTok, Wait, Hold On Pod. Send me some of those emails, waitholdonpod@gmail. You have something you want me to talk about? If you have something you want us to talk about, write in, let us know. Keep commenting, keep listening, drop some reviews, keep watching. We appreciate you. We love you. We got a special episode coming up. You'll never believe who's here. It's time for...
Wait! Hold on. It's the girls' room.
The girls' room. What's up, Hannah?
Not much. Yes, I am Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Sorry. Let me let you introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi, everyone. You might hear a slight shift of tone in the voices you're hearing today.
Just a little bit,
just
though.
a slightly higher pitch, not really too much. My name is Hannah, and I'm Sean's girlfriend.
And my name is Michelle, and I am Rich's girlfriend.
Yes, we're doing a takeover.
But we're much more than that.
Yeah. There's more to us than the men.
Yes, correct. Just in relation to this podcast, that's where we stand.
Yep.
Love.
Some context for you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I know, we've been talking about doing this for since the podcast started. We were like, oh yeah, and then you could maybe one day have us on. Just as a joke, kind of.
No big deal.
And then Sean books a tour. He's gone.
I know. So
we're
conveniently,
hey,
thank God.
Thank you, Sean, for being talented.
Yes, I know. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. He'll be back. Don't worry. He'll be back in...
It's temporary.
Probably a week.
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah. Probably a few days from when this episode's going to be released. But
okay. I didn't know. That's
and
good.
You'll be back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Right.
But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of some girly fun today.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
and that's good.
Yeah.
A little variation.
Give the women the microphone back.
Please.
Okay.
Give it back.
Oh my God. All right.
So Hannah and I don't really know each other that well.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We've met quite a few times. We've hung out. We've done stuff together.
Yes.
The four of us.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been in Rich's life for a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You've known Rich longer than I've known Rich.
That is true.
So this is kind of a way for us to get to know each other more too.
I know.
Which is nice.
So for that reason, the episode's going to be 3 hours.
Yes.
So that's okay. We're about to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be a complete debrief.
No, this is going to be awesome. So I think, should we start with the how we met story, just so people know what
I think
the
it's a
heck
good
we're
way.
doing here?
Yeah, we can get it out of the way.
Yeah. Because we know you're all dying to know. Okay.
More about us. Okay, yeah. So you and Sean, how long have you been together?
Sean and I have been together for I think just a little over 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years at the beginning of September.
Okay.
Which is crazy. And it really flies by. It feels like we just met, and also that it's been forever.
Mm-hmm.
I know people always say that, it's such a cliche, but
yeah, but it's true.
Yeah, time is a social construct. It's not real.
Exactly.
But I do have a fun I hope he doesn't care that I'm pulling this up.
If there's one thing I've learned about Sean is that he does not give a fuck.
That's probably true, honestly. And I've told this story. He's told it himself. So I did actually pull up the first message that Sean ever sent to me. So I thought that maybe we could just out him because there's a little tidbit that I find hilarious to this day. So Sean and I met while I was doing a production of Rent at CAP, Cultural Arts Playhouse, where he had previously done shows there, knew other people in Rent, came to see them. I just happened to be in it.
That was your first show there?
Yeah, that was my first show there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I had never done a show at CAP before. So he came to see it. I think closing weekend I was playing Joanne. And he messaged me. Now we're at the cast party, and I get this message from this random guy, and he says, "Hey Hannah, I didn't get to stick around after the show because I had to go run and catch a train, but I just wanted to say you were amazing tonight. I came 3 weeks ago when you were the soloist for Seasons of Love. Mm-hmm. Between that and Maureen, you were incredible. Congrats on closing."
So wait.
So just to be clear, I was playing Joanne.
She played Joanne, not Maureen.
But I kind of get it. Maureen was also amazing, to be fair, so he could have just been conflating. Joanne and Maureen spend a lot of time together on stage.
Right.
So I could see where the mix-up would occur in his defense. But what I think is funnier is that I didn't correct him at all.
Yeah, you're like, thank you.
Yeah, because I didn't want to like completely make him feel embarrassed or something. It's like this new guy, so I was like, just oh my gosh, thanks, appreciate it.
And did you feel like he was like trying to flirt with that, or do you think he was just being like nice?
Do you know what? That's a good question. I don't remember what I thought initially.
Because he slid in.
He did. Yeah, it's a classic slid into your DMs. It wasn't overtly flirty, but it was so maybe out of the blue for someone that I had never met before.
It's random kind of.
Yeah. And I could tell that he was like, you know, after especially hearing the things that people at the cast party were saying about him, potentially, I was like, oh, okay, so this is someone that is really cool that I could actually like go on a date with. We know he's not a serial killer.
Right.
So
that's always helpful to know, like, people, they have mutuals with the person. You're like, okay, so he's not like a crazy psycho, like you said.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I just got this message from Sean Ryan, and the party literally stopped. Like everyone turned.
Just picture like the music cutting out. Everyone like, who?
Wait, hold on.
What'd you say?
Yeah. So that was pretty much it. We went on a date, I think like a couple weeks after that, one more after that. And then 3 weeks later, he asked me to be his girlfriend. He brought me flowers at work. And it was really sweet.
Sean. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's been 2.5-ish years.
Yeah.
And they're flying by.
That's right. What about you and Rich, though? I'm not sure that I know / remember.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how much Rich told Sean, and then it's getting heated in here.
The tea. It's too hot.
I don't know how much Rich told Sean and then Sean told you about like the initial thing, because it was very weird. And actually down the line, Rich and I realized that we met over Zoom at one point.
Oh.
I was doing like a Zoom cabaret during like the COVID era. And he was the music director on it. So like I met him over Zoom but didn't realize like who he was.
Yes.
Didn't make the connection. And then this past, I think September, Rich interviewed for a job at my place of work, and I was conducting the interview with another person who like were like the co-coordinators, and he was like being interviewed by the two of us. Yeah.
That's so
and I was like, okay, and just like taking notes, and I was like, he looks familiar, he lives local, like who is this man? I feel like I've seen him before, but I don't know where.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. And then he got the job, obviously, so we worked together, so he got the job. And then it was just me and him like teaching classes together. And I was like, okay. And then in the beginning, he like didn't want to hang around as much. Like we would have an hour break and he would be like, oh, I'm just gonna go to my car, like I'm gonna eat in my car. And I'm like, okay. And then like as it progressed, he'd be like, oh, I brought food, like I'm gonna heat it up in here and I'm gonna sit in here. I was like, oh, okay. So now he's like hanging out, whatever, it's okay. And I like couldn't get a vibe on him. And then eventually we started to like use that time together to like talk and get to know each other. And we talked about like, you know, musicals and like what you do for fun and like what shows you like, you know, because we have that common thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I feel like I'm forgetting a step, but whatever. This was like October.
I know. The beginnings of relationships are always so like multifaceted because you're like, does this person like me? Do I like them?
There's so much going on, and you're like
soul searching involved.
Yeah, you're like,
I know. It's like so
you forget like who you tell what to and like who's updated on what, because like they feel like there's so many steps towards like a relationship starting.
Yep.
And so I'm like, did I tell you about this part? Like, are you caught up on this part of my life? Because it's just like, truly, when it's happening, you're like, I need to talk to someone about this to make sure I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, to debrief. Or you'll go crazy.
100%. This was October. We ended up talking about like our favorite musicals. And this was the first time that I was like, what? Because he was just playing things on the piano, jamming out, whatever. And then he starts playing Legally Blonde, which people know is my favorite show.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. It is my favorite show. And I was like, oh, are you playing Legally Blonde? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that is my favorite show. And he was like, yeah, it's easily in like my top 3. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
When do you meet a straight man whose favorite top 3 musicals Legally Blonde's in contention?
No, I know.
What? I was like, oh, okay. cool.
Yep.
Like trying to play it off like that wasn't the craziest thing I've ever heard someone say. And then we talked about Come From Away. That was another one that we both were like easily top 5.
Oh my God.
Because obviously.
You guys have great taste.
Right?
Good for you.
This is like shaping out to be pretty good. And then he was like, well, have you seen Shucked? This is when Shucked was on Broadway. And I was like, no, I haven't.
Bring back Shucked. Okay.
Revive Shucked. I was like, no, I haven't. He's like, oh my God, it's amazing. Like he was talking it up so much. And he was like, I win the lotteries all the time. I never go. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, like next time you win the lottery, like you have to bring me. Obviously joking. Kind of. But you know, just like kind of, yeah, half joking, putting it in there to be like, well, you better bring me next time because I haven't seen it. So like, what do you like? You're going to talk your talk.
Exactly.
And then be like, oh, I won the lottery. I'm not going to take you.
Yeah.
So the next week, because we teach once a week, that following week he comes in. He's like, so I won the Shucked lottery for tomorrow night. He's like, and I already asked all my friends and they've already seen it. So like, do you want to come? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, now I felt bad. I was like, don't feel like you have to take me because I said you have to take me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I was like, I was just kidding. You don't have to take me. Like, it's totally fine. And he was like, no. Like, if you want to come, I want to take you. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go. Sure. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, the way he worded it, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rambling, but the way that he worded it was so like, oh, all my friends have already seen it. Do you want to come? I'm like, okay, so this is not.
Oh, I see.
That's not a date.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't think that's a date.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, we can hang out at a Broadway show. Like, sure. So we went. It was great. And then it was hello, English. The show was great. It actually, he was laughing so hard the entire time. And I was like, he's already seen this show and he's cackling. I was like, oh my God.
Isn't that the best though?
Yeah, like I was like,
love that.
He's so happy in this moment.
I swear that actually, not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
That reminded me because I remember after our like second date, Sean and I went to the Brooklyn Bridge, and then while we were standing up there, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to my friend Rich's house," which I knew Rich from Cap,
right?
And a bunch of their like high school friends were going to hang out, and he just invited me the night before to go. I was like, I don't want to crash, like,
right?
But I ended up going. And this I actually cite as the moment that I started to like fall in love with Sean, because as you guys have seen, him and Rich are very, very good friends. And when they laugh together, like just the pure joy and energy, and they both have such great laughs.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they were laughing about, and this tends to be the case too, the two of them sometimes laugh at things that like no one else gets.
No one else. Like, I think probably 85% of the things they laugh at is like them just like inside joking it out. And
Truly.
you're like, are
What's
they okay? Yeah.
Yeah. They're like about to pass out from laughter. And we're
I was like, I think the first time I met you and Sean was when I came to Sean's cabaret. Or did I meet you guys before that?
Oh, do you know what? No, that must have been the first time when we were at the bar.
Yes, because we went out to the bar after and I was like,
yeah.
Hey. And
No,
you guys
I
were like,
remember
who
that,
is this
though.
girl? Yeah.
That's what's so funny. And I was loving, oh my God, there's going to be so many tangents, I feel
No,
like.
I know. Yeah. We're gonna
But so
go.
when did it get to like the next level with you and Rich where like,
I spilled my tea. Sorry.
oh my God,
So-
I just kicked the microphone.
No, go ahead.
We're falling
What were you
apart.
saying?
When did it get to the next level where you guys were like, was there a day that he asked you to be his girlfriend, or did it just kind of like
So, yeah, it's actually funny. I don't know if he wants me to like leak
gonna
all of this
say,
information.
That's what I worry about too. I'm like, I don't know how much I could say.
So after we saw Shucked, he walked me back to my car because we parked at the theater instead of parking at the train station because we just walked.
Gotcha.
So he walked me back to my car and he's like, this is great. Like, we should do this again. And I was like, yeah, like, you know, the typical thing that you say after you spend time with a boy. I guess you're like, yeah, we should do it again. And then he kissed me and I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, was this a date? And he was like, yeah. Did it not feel like one? And I was like, no, I just didn't know, like, the way you asked it was just so, like, oh, like, none of my friends could go, blah, blah, blah. And
Right.
And he was like, no, it was a date, and I would like to take you on another date that's, like, a proper date that doesn't feel like like, you know, like a Broadway show is like such a weird, like,
it is
date
kind of
environment,
right.
I guess.
Because you can't really chat during it.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, side note, there was this high school field trip behind us at the show, and they were the worst behaved audience members probably that I've ever witnessed.
Truly.
Yes. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And he was getting so heated, and I was like, it's okay. Like, he was like, I was so close to like turning around and being like, can you guys shut up?
Oh my God.
But just like, stop taking high schoolers who don't appreciate the arts to Broadway because they don't want to be there.
It was a matinee?
No.
Oh, what?
Yes, they were at a night show.
Okay, I'm confused then.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you guys were ambushed, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was like
fair.
a Wednesday or Thursday. Like, it was a weekday night for sure. But it was like,
bonkers.
hello. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, then obviously we started to like text and talk, and we still were teaching classes together. And then he took me on a proper date. We went out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
We went out in Huntington,
Yeah.
I think.
Sure. That's a town.
And we went, I think you guys have been there, the board game cafe.
Oh, yes.
Have you been there?
I think I have.
It's really cute. We went in
Yeah.
and you pay like a fee, whatever, for like an hour or two of game time.
Yes.
And you can just play board games.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, this is such a fun, like, not first date-esque type thing.
Yeah.
Because it was like, what if I hated board games? Like, I feel like he took a chance.
That is true. You could have had like a really bad, like, sore loser streak and you like flip the table.
Yeah.
And, like,
And Rich, so I'm not competitive, which is good because Rich is very competitive.
thank God.
Like, so competitive. And I'm just like, I'm having fun, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just played a bunch of games, and he told me later down the line that he's like, I thought you were hating your life. Like, I thought I was never going to see you again after this night, because I was like, oh my God, she hates this. But I had so much fun. And then we were just walking down, like, Huntington Village is a nice little town. You can walk,
cute.
and yeah, and that was fine. And then he dropped me off, and I feel like I'm telling this wrong, and he's going to be like, that's not what happened. But
They'll clear up everything that we get
Yeah.
wrong in the next episode.
Yeah.
So
tune into the next
hear
one.
about it.
He dropped me off, and see, I'm forgetting something. Because I was like, okay, so the thing with Rich is that he hates the term boyfriend, girlfriend.
Ooh.
And he's like,
labels.
it's just very, not even the labels. He was like, it's just very like high school to me. Like, I
can't believe I had a moment like that while I was up in Rochester visiting Sean on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it felt so stupid. And we've been together like a good amount of time now.
Right.
But it felt so stupid everywhere we went for him to be like, can my girlfriend come? It's like that John Mulaney skit.
Yeah.
It's part of his stand-up. I think his first one, if you've seen that or if the viewers have seen it, where it just sounds so stupid. And then when you graduate to like fiance, wife, it sounds much better. But I wish there was like, boyfriend, girlfriend should be high school. And then when you're adults dating.
There should be another word.
Yeah, I want someone to come up with a word. Should we do it?
We could try. Well, I mean, I know there's like partners
Man
out there.
friend.
Man, this is my man friend.
My
My
special woman.
My well, actually, sometimes I work at the box office at the theater, and we have typically an older crowd.
Yeah.
And these men will come in and be like, "Yeah, I want to get tickets for me and my lady friend," and I'm like, "You're what?" But I guess it's just like the older crowd who isn't married.
Yeah.
They're dating or just together.
Oh, sure.
So
yeah.
they use lady friend or like my special lady friend or
Yes.
whatever.
That actually makes a lot more sense. Because, yeah, by that point, you can't be saying, like, if you're in your 50s, 60s, whatever.
You're not going to be like, my girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's absurd.
Yeah. But like in our 20s, like, what are we supposed to say?
I know.
The 20s, like, I feel like your 20s in so many aspects are just like, what are we supposed to do? What
Oh
are
my
we
God.
supposed to say?
No.
And I can't even get into that right now.
I know. I was like, that's a whole episode.
Yeah,
that I
that's a
literally-
whole other
I
debrief.
think I've had like 3 quarter-life crises in my
Yep.
20s so far, and they're not over yet. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this.
I'm actually all set. Like, I turn 25 next month, and I'm just like,
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I forget you're 2 years younger than me then.
I know I'm a little
Just a baby.
I'm
No.
just a little baby.
No,
But I also am like, I've already had 7 quarter life crises, and I'm not even
Truly.
25.
Yep. Not even halfway through. Something to look forward to if you're a younger viewer. But no. All right. That was
but
another
yeah.
tangent.
Yes. Long story short, he didn't want to ask me to be his girlfriend because he hates that term. And I said something along the lines of, I know you don't like it, but it's important to me.
That's good. Advocate for yourself.
And he was like, okay. I leave. He drops me off. I get into my house. I walk in the door and he texts me, can you come back outside? I come back outside. He did a wrap around my block. Like, thinking. I guess. And then he was like, thank you for saying that this is something that's important to you, because it's not something that's important to me, but like realizing that this is something that means something to you makes it mean something to me. Will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
And then later down the line, we were talking about something stupid. I forget. And then I said, don't lie, as like a joke.
Yeah.
And he was like, I would never lie to you. I've lied to you one time. And I was like, wait, what? Wait,
When?
hold on.
Wait.
And he was like, there's one time I've lied to you. I guess I can tell you. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, I didn't win the shuck lottery. I bought the tickets because I really wanted to take you.
No.
I think like I melted.
Wait, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Can I curse? They curse on you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God. Yeah. They curse all the time. Like what? Like Rich. So sweet.
Okay, that was a really. I was like so invested.
See,
in
I
the
had to build up to
story.
it. That's why I had
Yes.
to say the whole thing. Like you have to hear the
Wow.
whole thing.
So
Otherwise,
many
you're
green
like,
flags. Truly,
so many.
that's so great. Wow, I'm so happy for you guys. And that was how long is it? I lost track of time.
This week actually is our 6 months.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still early, but like you said,
Gonna
like
go on a
I feel like
date?
the time has flied.
Yes.
Flied?
Flew.
Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. Time has flied.
Time do be fly, dude.
Time is soaring. Yeah, no, time has really flew by because we've spent so much time together. We did a show together. We teach classes together.
Yes,
So it's just like we're always doing things together.
I know.
And it makes the time go by quicker.
It does.
You
Do
know?
what? I never put that together too. That I feel like theater couples in particular will understand, because that was something that happened with Sean and I too. We started dating and then immediately got put in like 4 consecutive cap shows together.
So you were like,
So like the
Yeah.
first year was literally just us going to rehearsals together every day. We were like attached at the hip, probably almost like too codependent on one another.
maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that's
that honeymoon
nice.
phase. It's nice. No, I honestly, for people who don't do theater, I'm like, how do you meet anyone? Like that's literally how I've met all my friends, my boyfriend, everybody.
My whole community.
My special man friend, not my
special-
boyfriend.
My special man friend.
Oh my God. All right. I'm just remembering too that you have to go to work at 2.
I do, but
Okay. I don't want to rush us though. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
no.
bad. I could literally do this all day.
yeah.
And
Well,
Rick is
that's the
gonna be
thing
so
about
mad.
like a girl podcast. I'm not a podcast listener really. I do listen to this one, which we'll get to.
Yes.
But I don't really listen to podcasts, but I know about all like the girly girls ones and how they just go.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, like I can just listen to girls talk and talk and talk.
Right. Yeah, there's something really like, I don't know, primal about it maybe. I feel like this is a fact that I honestly might have gotten from New Girl, which now you're watching New Girl for the
I
first time.
am
is
watching it
that
for the
right?
first time. Yes.
But there
Season
was something
2.
like, oh, you're on season 2?
Yes.
All right, then this quote might not have come up yet, but I
That's
literally
okay.
know the whole series word for word. But because women like used to be the gatherers, so they had to like exchange information between one another and like have great memories, so they know like where all the best berries are hidden and all that crap. So I feel like that's why, I don't know, maybe ladies
That's
just like to talk to one
so
another
funny
more.
because they just had to talk to get the information.
Yeah, that's what I think is
That's
happening.
hilarious.
I'm like feeling that primal instinct right now. I'm like,
100%.
I need to tell Michelle everything that's ever happened to me.
every single thing I've ever been through, you have to know about.
Oh my God, we have to like
We have to talk
do
about
something
other
though. Should we
things.
go through
yeah.
our prompts? Or your prompts?
Yeah, the prompts that were given to us.
Yes.
They put out, and by they I mean Sean and Rich, on their Instagram, Wait Hold On Pod,
Yeah.
at Wait Hold On Pod. You're welcome. Some prompts for you guys to ask, questions for us to answer. So we took some of those and we're going to answer them for you.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to point out before we get started,
Oh yeah.
if you are an avid listener, which we hope you are, if you
Please.
ever heard, please listen to their podcast so they stop crying.
Can you make Sean and Rich really wealthy so that we can
Also that. Anytime you've heard them talk about their producer, Offset, it's me. It's me laughing. It's me giving them faces. It's me being like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
And it's also me Googling things for them if Rich doesn't Google them first.
Sometimes they're quick. They can be
Sometimes,
quick.
yeah, he's like, let me get on it. Oh, it's actually, and I'm like, but that's also how Rich is 24/7. Like, it's not
For like
just a
go-getter kinda?
thing. No.
In what
Well,
way?
I guess just
Yeah.
Googling everything.
Oh.
He Googles every single thing. If I ask a question, know that Google's answering it the next minute, which is good and bad. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't need to know right this second.
Yeah.
You know?
I can live in uncertainty.
Right, I'm okay. So yeah, I'm the producer, and Hannah is actually the editor-in-chief. And you went to school for that, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah, I
that's
didn't
kind
know
of a fun
that.
fact. I know.
Yeah, talk about it.
Apparently, not apparently, I definitely do. I worked for it, but I have a master's degree in marketing,
Yes.
which is so ridiculous. And sorry, mom and dad, because I don't use it now, literally, except for this podcast, because I tried the corporate girly thing, and
Wasn't
that
for
was
you.
the cause of my first quarter life crisis.
That's understandable.
That was like not for me, but I do like getting back into it now, kind of doing it for the podcast and video editing and doing the audio editing and creating like the intro video and some reels and stuff. I really do enjoy it. It's just in the context of like the sphere of like that I was doing it in at first I didn't love, but it is so fun. So I'm kind of glad that they've started this podcast so I can kind of get back into it.
Yeah, get back into
again.
it.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's a project that you're passionate about, then it's like, oh, this is fun and I want to do more of this.
Genuinely, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a great reminder. So I'm honestly thankful that they let me kind of have a hand in it. So it was really fun.
Just giving credit where credit is due
Thank you.
here. Okay, let's get into these questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. This is a good one to start with. What is your biggest pet peeve about your significant other? If any. I'm sure there are some.
Unfortunately, I thought of one immediately. That one doesn't bode well. Well, this is kind of to the classic nagging girlfriend that I don't want to be, but I just have to. It's like the one thing where I just genuinely don't understand. So Sean and I don't live together currently. Hopefully by the end of 2024. Like every year we try for it, and just like the stars never align, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But when I go visit Sean's apartment and when he stays at my house, for some reason, the clothes that he wears during the day, his dirty clothes, just end up in like a pile on the floor instead of being put in the hamper. And I don't understand. It literally is like, you know, the rooms aren't gigantic. It's not like
Right.
you have to travel far to get to
get into the hamper.
laundry receptacle area.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, the room would literally look so much cleaner and less cluttered if just these genuinely dirty clothes go where they're supposed to be. So there's that. And I worry because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be such, again, a nag about it if and when we do live together.
Right. Well, that'll be a whole other test,
Right.
you know, because it's your combined living space now. It's not like this is your space and this is his space.
Yes. I feel like that's the only thing that's
Putting it
been, like,
together would be
exactly. So keeping it
interesting.
at bay.
Yes.
Because it's part of my thing too. Like I know that I could stand to chill a little bit. Sometimes I can get a little neurotic about like
And that's
the
okay.
cleanliness of the space. I know, which I do like. But sometimes my room gets messy too. Like after a night out when you're like getting ready.
Oh my
literally
gosh.
Every piece of clothing I own is on the floor. But at the end of the weekend, I like get it back to square one, and then it'll kind of get messy and then go.
That's
back.
honestly impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like good for you.
know. Thanks.
My
You know
room.
what?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah.
I'm right.
My room, it will be clean, and then like the second it gets a little bit messy, it like takes forever to get it back to being clean. Just because if I'm like running around, I'm like, let me just put this here for now and like I'll fix it later. And then like later comes and I get home and I'm exhausted and I'm just like Carbonation. Sponsored by Celsius. Like I just get home and like I don't have the energy to like clean right now. Like I just need to go to bed.
Yeah.
So
So I see both sides. That's
Yeah.
something about me. Apparently, it's something about being a Pisces as well, which is another.
oh,
fun
here we
fact
go.
about
Star
me,
signs. Mm-hmm.
Is that you almost like, and I annoy myself sometimes because I compulsively see both sides of the argument. Usually,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
usually, sometimes I get stuck in a rut, but so I'm like, yeah, I could see how like you're just too tired to put the clothes away, but I'm also like, put those clothes away or I'm gonna freak out. Like,
Yeah, like if I don't put these clothes
both
away,
sides.
I know. No, I get that too. Sometimes I'll be like, how am I falling asleep in this room that looks like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like clothes everywhere, things just like out of place.
Right.
And then I'll go through like a fit of like having to clean everything. And I'll be like, okay, whew, good.
Oh my God.
And maybe that's the Gemini in me. Because I am a Gemini.
Gemini as well.
I
my
know.
Gosh. That must be why I like you. Both my parents are Geminis.
Oh.
Which is
Are they June
an
Geminis?
interesting. Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Me too.
Their birthdays are a week apart.
Cute.
Yeah. So June. Well, that I knew because wait, what day is your birthday again?
The 10th.
Oh, the 10th. Okay. My parents are the 7th and the 14th. So you're right in the middle there.
Cute. My
Yeah.
sister's also the 7th.
Oh my gosh.
My
so my
sister-
cousin's the 6th. There's something about the first 2 weeks
The first
of
2 weeks
June.
of June, I'm telling you.
I don't
My
know.
2 best friends growing up from kindergarten on, one of them was June 5th, the other was June 9th, I was June 10th, and my sister was June 7th. So that 1 week of June, especially with like, you throw in graduations, you throw in dance recitals, you throw in
Yes, oh
sweet
my
16s, it was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point it's just
Now
like,
it's toned down, obviously,
yeah.
because it's like, oh, we're in our 20s, like we're not doing like these big birthday bashes anymore.
True.
But it's like, it was insanity.
No.
So my sister and I are 3 days and 3 years apart. So like when we were little, we
Ooh.
would have like combined birthday days for like family parties.
Yes.
Because like obviously we're not going to have family over 2 days in a week.
Did you like that? How did you feel about that?
I think I was pretty indifferent just because I was little and I didn't really care.
That's true. Yep.
Nowadays, if it happened, I'd be like, I want my own day. Like,
Yeah.
this is my own life. I was born on this day.
Right.
Like, what?
That's what I always wondered.
Yeah.
That's funny because I have 2 younger brothers where our birthdays are nowhere near each other.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the case actually for Sean too. If Sean wants to talk about his experience on this, because him and his sister both have birthdays. I know his birthday for sure is July 18th, but I think his sister is like the end of July, so they would do everything combined.
Because it was like, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, because it's like, why would you plan 2 separate parties? Honestly, I kind of get it, like for convenience purposes. So
Yeah, just because you don't want to have everyone over twice.
right,
Sure.
yeah,
Family, like, I get it. But, like, to have all of my friends and all of my sister's friends at one party is, like, no. You know?
yep,
Also because the age difference was, like, it's 3 years, so it's not too much now because I'm turning 25, she's turning 22.
yes,
But back in the day when I was turning 10 and she was turning 7, like, I don't know, it was just
Yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
different. Or when she was 10, I was turning 13.
right.
So it's just, like, a little bit different.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I was even thinking about that when you said or reminded me that you're 25. I was like, oh yeah, but now it obviously does not matter at all.
Right.
But when you think back to being in elementary school, I remember being in like 6th grade, someone in 4th just seemed like a baby.
Yes.
Which is so ridiculous.
Or like when like a high school junior was dating a high school freshman, we were like, what?
Do you know what? That was me in high school.
No way.
Yes. Yeah. Really fancy.
You were the
No,
one
it
they were
was
talking
not
about.
a cool move at all. I should not have done that. But I think but instead it was a sophomore. I was a sophomore and he was a
And
senior.
that's almost better. I have to
do also
say.
think it is. Yes. Isn't that funny?
Because
Like,
how old are you
I
in
think I
high
was
school
15
as a sophomore?
as a sophomore, yeah.
Okay, and then they're 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not horrible, but
Yeah. Unless I turn
it was
18.
horrible for other reasons, but not because
We're
of
not going to
age
get into
difference.
that. That's another episode.
Truly. Okay. Did
Okay.
we answer the question?
You did. I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, you go.
And I've been thinking, and you know, I when I saw the question last night, I was like, oh, I have a good answer, and I forgot what my answer was. I mean, one of them sometimes could be that he Googles everything, because I'm like, it's okay to like not have answers to things.
Ooh, that could get deep.
Yeah, like maybe I don't want to know. I'm just like asking rhetorically, but
Sure.
I guess I would have to say that. But even that doesn't bother me
Yeah.
that much, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
yeah,
See, look at you. That's good.
he's pretty clean for the most part, which is good. Like
Right.
to bring up your
Exactly. Yeah. That's usually a
Point.
big contention point, I feel like, between couples.
yes,
so that's
especially
a nice
because
one.
Rich has his own place.
True.
So it's like, how do you keep your place
Yeah,
clean
the
if
whole,
like
right.
you don't have your mom or whoever to
Roommates even.
roommates
to, like, pick up
even.
the slack.
Right?
Right.
And he does pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah.
He's
No, I
got a
agree.
lot of things,
Should
but
we pan around the room for
like, do you guys need like a tour? We'll give you a tour. Okay, let's see what's next. Honestly, how many episodes have you listened to of Wait, Hold On?
This question was I have to tell you what I was doing.
This question was directed at Hannah, I think, a little bit.
Apparently it was because Sean brought this up to me. I was on the phone with him earlier and he was like, Rich said that he knows for a fact Michelle listens to every episode, and Sean was saying this as in I know for a fact that Hannah hasn't listened to any of them. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I was like, because first of all, I minimally have to edit the, I get to edit the YouTube videos. So if you please watch the YouTube videos, honestly, their nonverbal expressions that you can't hear are so funny.
They're very funny.
So I minimally have to do that. So I'm not like listening to every single second, but I at least have to go back and make sure that this audio is synced with the video from the phone. So like I have to watch a good amount of it because one time it was not synced, and thank God for Richard's mom, she caught it. So I like had to delete it and redo it, but now I'm kind of like scarred from that experience, so I really want to make sure.
So sometimes you're listening to the same few clips over and over and over again, probably, right, for editing purposes.
Yep. But because, if I'm being truthful, it's probably not 100% of every single episode.
Right, because you have to listen to so much of it.
Yes, and go
more than once. Yeah, so I get that.
So I honestly, on the way here, I was like, am I gonna be quizzed? Like, how are they gonna tell?
What are they gonna do to me?
I was listening to the episodes on double speed to
get
cram
them through
for the test. I was so scared, but I swear, Sean,
I'm
speaking
please.
directly to you. I listen to your podcast. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I really do, and I enjoy listening to them. Like,
they are funny. I do tell my friends and family too. I'm like, oh, Rich's podcast every Thursday.
Yep.
Every Thursday. Like, just listen to it. My mom has listened to it. Some of my friends have listened to some of them, I think, in the beginning.
Yeah.
I will be honest and say I have not listened to last week's yet. I keep forgetting.
Oh, that's okay.
Because I try to save it for...
Oh, Riz It Up.
Riz It Up. I try to save them for when I'm going to be in the car for a little bit. Like traveling. So I have something to listen to while I'm driving. Mm-hmm. Because, I don't know, sometimes it's hard for me to just like sit and listen. Like, I feel like I need to be doing something constructive while listening. But I have listened to all of them. Okay. Except for last week. But I will listen. Yeah. Before this one comes out.
Right. Yeah. You know, you're like rushing to it. I'm going to do it right now.
Right.
No, but that is the God's honest truth. Hand over my heart. On my honor.
On my honor, I will try. Wait, what's the rest? To serve
God and my country.
And live by the Girl Scout law.
Well, that was the gist.
That's enough. Okay. Were you a Girl Scout?
I was. This is kind of a funny story. Tangent number 26. I was a Girl Scout. I moved from Huntington. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
You had one of your dates in. Huntington to Floral Park when I was 7. So I started doing Girl Scouts when I got there. It was like 2nd grade. But because I hadn't done any of it yet, I was technically a brownie because that's what you're like supposed to be in that grade. But they made me do the initiation ceremony with the juniors from 1st grade.
Oh, okay.
Like, so they made me, so all the 2nd graders, like my peers, my friends were like sitting there. And I don't know if you remember, if anyone remembers, like, or if this was just my school district thing. You had to like knock on the door and be like, it's us, the juniors. And then you like go in and ask the brownies if you can like graduate up. This might have been a fever dream, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud.
That's crazy. That's culty.
I was so, because we were just talking about like when you're a 2nd grader put in the 1st grader category, you're like, these babies, like I'm not with these people. So I just remember being so mortified and embarrassed that I like quit the brownies that day.
No. I don't know if I was ever a brownie. I know my sister did the daisies, which is before brownies, like young.
Daisies, yes.
It's I think it's daisies and then brownies, or brownies then daisies. I don't know.
Daisies and brownies, definitely. Yep,
okay,
you're totally right.
I think I was just a Girl Scout. Are you allowed to do that?
Maybe.
I don't think I ever did it at those ages, and I just went straight to Girl Scout.
Oh, and you didn't have to go back with the 1st graders?
I didn't have to knock on any doors. I didn't have to ask to be included.
Now I'm even more mad. I'm glad I quit.
Right. They don't deserve you.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember. I think I only did it through elementary school. Do you do it in middle school?
I think it's less popular because honestly, it's, I mean, this could be like a whole gender thing. I think getting an Eagle Scout
that's more,
is like a higher
Like high
accolade,
school.
maybe, or just something that people care about more. So when you get to senior year, you do your Eagle Scout project
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't know if there's a Girl Scout equivalent, if I'm being honest. There might be. It's just that it's less common.
Like people
or
don't do
care
it as
about
much.
less. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
We'll follow up on that.
Okay, here's a good one. If you were on the hit TV show Glee, did you watch Glee? Of course. What would your audition song be?
I'm trying to not pigeonhole myself with like being one of the characters of the show already. So
Right.
I'm going as myself.
Yeah, like I was going to say, it might depend on what character trope you are in the show.
Oh, so you have to know yourself.
Right.
Because unfortunately, I can't say that I'm not Rachel Berry. Like, I don't really want to be because she's not the most likable. Like, but I do remember loving her when I watched the show. I was like,
I
wow,
loved her
what
too.
a star.
Yeah,
You know?
I was like, she's so good. She can sing. What's that quote? You're like, boy, she's irritating, but boy, can she sing, or something like that.
Oh, is that? I haven't heard that. It's pretty accurate.
It is.
Oh my God, do you have one off the top of your head that you know?
No, well, I'm trying to think like what my character trope would be.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of, and this is not like when I first started doing theater when I was in 5th and 6th grade, my family's audition song, I like to call it, because my family does theater as well, was Gray Skies Are Gonna Clear Up.
Oh,
on a happy
that would be a
face.
good one.
Yeah. I was like, that could be kind of, I could like do something with that where I make it a
Will
little
Schuster
more
would
my
eat that
style.
up. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think I would like to be kind of the peppier,
Yes.
happier seeming
I
theater
was gonna
kid,
say like
as
I
opposed
feel
to the
like
cutthroat.
when Marley came in, do you remember her? Marley and
Yes.
Kitty and all of them.
Yes.
Like I felt like I saw myself in Marley, kind of like the quiet, like she was like the quieter Rachel Berry kind of.
Yeah.
So I felt like very related to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'd probably sing one of the songs that she sang. I don't know what she sang though. Probably something like
Honestly.
Sarah Bareilles,
Oh, that's a good answer.
like Brave. I
Oh.
wanna see you be brave.
Yes.
I
That's
feel like they
perfect.
sang that song
Probably. They ended up doing so
many.
many. This is an embarrassing fact. I know every word to Bohemian Rhapsody, but only because of the Glee cover.
Because of Quinn in labor.
Let me go. I remember that so vividly. That's like a core memory.
No, I remember, because what year was that? Like 2010?
Yeah. I think
2009? So I'm 10 years old watching that.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, I'm with you there, where I'm like, that is such a visual in my head. I could see that whole thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's burned into my memory.
Crazy.
Oh, I loved it.
Loved it so much.
Anyway.
What is Richie's biggest fear for science?
Oh.
This is for science.
Oh, well, this is... I feel like all the viewers might know.
Yeah, I feel
now.
like, yeah. And I wish that I had something that the viewers didn't know.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is there something, like, hidden?
Like, we can get deep and talk about, like, sad things, but I
Well,
don't really
that's
want to
what-
do that.
I was almost worried because I was
Yeah.
thinking about this before if you, like, asked the same question for Sean. I do know what it is, but it's like, too deep of an answer.
Right, like, I don't want to go there.
I don't want to bring down the mood.
Right, exactly. This is the girls episode. We can't do that. I also have never called him Richie. I think that just his family calls him that. I know you and Sean regularly call him Richard.
Yes.
And you're like the only people who are allowed to.
I think that I'm actually glad that I'm included in that category because I only call him that, I think, because Sean says it
Yeah.
over and over. So it's almost the only way I ever hear about him.
Right,
being
I've
referred
only
to.
heard Sean call him Richard.
Yep. Yeah, that's so true. Most people I know from Cap and places call him Rich.
Just Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I met him, as Rich.
Right.
And then, like, I met some of his family a few weeks ago, and I'm meeting more of his family soon, and they all call him Richie. And I'm like,
So
who is
funny.
Richie?
Yeah. Who is that? Who are they calling?
Who is Richie? Richie is Rich, and also Richard.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me because as someone with the name like Michelle, like, there aren't many nicknames for that name.
True. Me
You
too.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there's not really a lot of...
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Right.
I know it is bizarre to me when someone is called almost exclusively something that isn't on their birth certificate, say. Like, say someone gets named John, but their family is just like, no, but he's going to be called Jack his entire life.
I have never understood that. That's
And
like
I'm
a real thing, right?
But his name is Jack then, no?
Yeah.
Like, I just
if
get
you
so
named
lost in the
him
weeds.
John, then why wouldn't you call him John?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have so many questions. But my brothers both, their names are Timothy and William. And they're exclusively called Tim and Will. So
Exclusively, right.
yeah. So
But
I'm just like,
that's-
it just depends. I don't know.
Like, where did nicknames come from?
Ooh.
Like, who thought about that?
Is it just like a laziness of
Like, they
not wanting
didn't want to say the
thing?
whole name.
Well, but then Margaret is
That could be
Peggy.
real. Margaret is Peggy.
Yeah.
William can also be Bill.
That's a lot of people in my family too.
Bill and Billy. When you get older, I feel like it's Bill and Billy. Like,
Old Bill.
right. Or Margaret can also be like Margie.
Oh yeah. See, that's cute. I like that name.
That's like an older
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah. In the home. Playing your cards.
Right. Margie's playing cards again. Okay, Richie's biggest fear. We know about the sharks.
Yeah.
We know about the airplanes.
Yes.
I would say he's more afraid of sharks than airplanes because he's been on airplanes.
True.
He's flown.
Yeah. He's overcome
So,
that fear.
right. Like, he can get over it if he has to.
Mm-hmm.
If the want to travel is big enough, he will
Yeah.
get over the fear. Do you have any ideas of what?
For Richard or for Sean?
We could do both.
I honest to God, I don't know why I'm like looking around the room as if
Like,
that's
for
gonna
an
like, give me
idea.
inspiration.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, the thing about Sean in particular is I don't think he even embarrasses easily. Like I
No.
could say, oh, you know what? This could be a good one maybe for both of them. I think like forgetting lines on stage would be kind of a fear.
Yeah, for sure.
I know for a fact for Sean that would be, he usually is like pretty stressed about that. And
Okay.
has this whole like idea that he's terrible at memorizing lines when he literally is amazing at it. So it's like never been a problem, but definitely I feel like forgetting something on stage or
I
anything like that.
ran Rich's lines with him for Footloose so many times.
Honestly, the fear makes them well prepared. So
I
it's kind
agree.
of like it ends in a
Yeah,
positive.
right.
But yeah, I think that could be one.
Have you ever had a problem with memorizing lines for a show?
You know what? I do feel fortunate in that I have a pretty not photographic memory, but if I read something a couple times, I pretty much have it.
That's
also I've never
beautiful.
done Shakespeare or something
Right.
that's like super
Yeah.
difficult to learn.
Who knows how that would go?
No.
But
I did one time. I was playing Fiona in Shrek, and it was the scene where Shrek comes to break Fiona out of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember now. There are two lines that are like vaguely similar, but one of the lines is like a cue for the song that leads into it. And then like after the song is the whole fight sequence basically where the dragon is after them. So all this like logistical stuff needs to happen. So
Right.
I said not that first line, but the second, which was like a page and a half down the script. So no one was ready.
they were like,
to go.
what? How did
Literally,
we
they were-
get there?
I could see people scrambling backstage because they knew that they like were going to be late now for
Right.
the cue because I made it super early. And of course, that's the night too that they were recording.
Of course.
Something happens when I get a camera on me and I like get so
Yeah.
paranoid because I'm like, this is going to live forever in
Right.
in
Someone
video
will have
form.
access forever.
So yeah, that was one time I was like, that sucked.
I famously have a very bad memory, just like in my day to day. Rich will tell you. But when I was younger and doing like community theater and stuff, my mom would always tell me that like I would memorize everybody's lines and everybody's blocking and everybody's songs.
Oh.
Like I would just have the show like in my head and would just know. And then that in turn helped me obviously down the road with like knowing my cue lines and then knowing when my lines come in and remembering blocking and all that stuff.
Yes.
It's definitely gotten worse over time,
Yep.
but I'm just like, how did I ever have that skill? Because that couldn't have been me.
Oh
that
my
had to have been a
gosh.
whole other person.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it was
That was wild though.
crazy. Okay, one more question. Wait, what is Sean's biggest fear for science?
Oh, for science.
That changes it.
I have a stupid clarifying question.
Okay, go ahead. I'll try.
Does that mean that they're collecting our answers
Yes.
like, for their own personal data?
Yeah, they're collecting
Ooh,
research.
I wonder what they're
yeah.
doing. Maybe they're cloning them or something. Let us know.
What are you doing with this information?
What's the science? Sean's biggest fear. Oh. I'm thinking through the class. I'm like, he's not afraid of heights. He's not afraid of planes. He's not afraid of, I don't know.
Spiders?
He doesn't like love spiders. I don't think so. He's just such a brave man.
He's so brave and strong.
I'm just going to say the deep answer because I don't know
Yeah.
if he'll care.
Go ahead.
Because I've asked him this. These are all the getting to know you questions. Like, what's your biggest fear? And he said not being enough for people.
Oh, Sean, you are enough.
Which he's more than enough for everybody. We can all agree. Sound
We
off
can.
in the comments if Sean is enough for you.
Everyone thumbs up and subscribe if you think Sean's enough.
But literally, that's the only thing that I think. Because he's
That's
pretty,
a good one.
again, he's pretty brave in every other context. So that's it. That's all I know.
I love it. All right, our last question before we do our little like rapid fire would you rather questions from episode 1.
Oh, yes.
A viewer asked, "Is this a good idea?" That's it. No clarification. I don't know if they're talking about me and you hosting the
Yes.
episode. I don't know if they're talking about the
Oh.
podcast in general.
Is this a good idea?
That's all it says.
Well, I guess if us doing the episode is a good idea, will remain to be seen.
Yeah, we'll see how
How it
We'll
comes
see
out
how it-
in post and in the responses that we get.
right. We'll see how it takes to the public.
Is the podcast in general a good idea? I think so.
And I would have to agree.
Yeah. I have reasoning for it as well.
Go ahead.
Because I know like 1,010,000 people have podcasts, and I know I might be biased, but I can already think, I think this is sort of alluded to in their bio with 2 Boys, 1 Pod they have on Instagram. I think it alludes to 2 Bears, 1 Cave, which is another podcast where like people there's 2 guys kind of shooting the shit and doing their thing.
Right.
But everyone has their own unique quirks and style, so there's always something to be added to the
Right.
space
Yeah.
in that way. And I think that Rich and Sean have obviously enough of a entertainment factor to
Right.
them
Their background
that I
in
think that
community theater.
they stand out from the crowd. Again, I know I'm biased, but
Yeah, and I'm biased too. Because like I said, I don't listen to podcasts regularly, but I do listen to this one just because it's Rich and Sean. So of course
Yeah.
I'm gonna support them. But I agree with what you're saying. Like no 2 guys are gonna have the same podcast. And I know Rich watches or listens to a lot of other podcasts too,
right.
just for like research and inspiration and whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that him and Sean doing this is a good idea because I feel like they're not going to give up on it. You know, they're still in those trying times of like trying to get it going and get it started and get those viewers and get
Yes.
everything, you know,
Yeah.
to where they want it to be.
Mhm.
But I think they're very creative in the things they come up with to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think,
That's a good point too.
yeah,
Yeah, their motivation is pretty high.
right. They like really want it to work.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
feel like when you really want something to happen
Mm-hmm.
and you work for it,
Manifestation, baby.
exactly,
It's
period.
gonna happen. Oh, I'm excited.
Okay, thank you for those questions, everybody.
Yeah.
We hope our answers were good enough for you.
Yeah. That you mildly enjoyed them.
Just a little bit. As long as you were like, ha, funny. We thought it'd be fun. And this could be like our wrap up. I
Yeah.
feel like we've been talking a while.
Yeah. I don't even know.
I don't know either. It's giving me beats, not minutes.
Oh.
So
What's the BPM
We've been
on this
talking-
podcast?
exactly. These are the questions that Sean, I think, asked Rich, or vice versa, or back and forth, whatever, on their very first episode to kind of let the viewers get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
So we can ask each other these
Mm-hmm.
as like a little roundup.
Yep.
Great. First one, cats or dogs? I think I know the answer for
Yeah.
you, but go ahead.
Dogs. This is easy.
Dogs.
Yes,
Oh,
were you
I
gonna say
thought you were going to
cats?
say cats.
Oh my gosh.
Only because of Rich's cats.
Yes.
But okay, dogs. I love that. I'm also
I know.
dogs.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. I want to like cats. I really do. And I was talking about this recently with someone. I forget who. But I honestly don't know if I've met a nice cat. Not to like shit on all cats. But cats
No,
are
but go
either
ahead.
just super elusive and like don't come near you, or I've like been around actively mean cats that
They're
have like scratched me.
weird,
And
yeah.
the owners are like, oh, don't go near them. They
I'm
will
also
hurt you.
allergic to cats.
Oh,
so I
well,
have that.
That's an easy
That's
one.
like my number one reason. But I have grown to like Rich's cats.
Oh, that's good.
He has a girl and a boy. The girl is still very shy.
Mm-hmm.
They're young. I think they're both like 1. And I think he
Oh.
rescued them.
Mm.
So they're very like skittish a little bit.
Ooh.
There you go. SAT word. The boy is warming up to me. Like he'll come and sit on the couch with me and like let me pet him. The girl still is like,
See, that seems nice.
yeah. So I'm like, oh, he's cute. Like I
Yeah.
can get into
Okay.
him.
See, I think I would like them then, but again, Sean's allergic, so it's kind of
yeah,
off the tail. Like,
you
I
have
will
to
never
spend
own
time
one.
with them a little bit, right? Yeah, or a hypoallergenic.
I'm not gonna
one.
put the work into getting to like them. I'm never gonna own one. So.
Do you have a dog?
I had a dog. Thanks for bringing that up. No, I'm kidding. That's literally so long ago. I had 2 of like, I feel like the best breeds. They're always the breeds that you see on like pedigree ads.
Yeah.
I had a golden retriever
I
that
want one.
unfortunately died of cancer. Which is like a thing, I think, in purebred golden retrievers, because obviously
Oh
like
my gosh.
things get passed along genetically.
Right.
So we actually, not conveniently, coincidentally, knew the family who adopted a cousin of the dog that we had, and that dog also got cancer.
Oh my god.
So we were like, oh, like these golden retrievers are so nice, but they're like dropping like flies.
They're
over
dying.
here.
Yeah.
It was so sad. But that was like my childhood dog, and then my mom, honestly, kudos to her, because she is not really an animal person, and she didn't want to get us a dog really. But I think conceded to the fact that she thought like every kid should have a childhood dog, like just to think back on or whatever.
Yeah.
So she caved and got us this golden retriever that only then lived for 5 years. So
She was like, "This is what I get."
yeah, she was like, felt like we got gypped.
Oh.
So she was like, oh my God, now I have to get them another one.
Yeah.
So a few years later, we got an English bulldog,
Oh.
which is the other like,
Yes,
just,
like you just want
the
to.
classic,
Yeah.
like ugly but cute.
I love them.
Yeah,
They're so
they were
cute.
named Duffy and Norman was a dog.
I love
And I
it.
miss it. I miss not having a dog.
I know.
I'm gonna get one the second that I can and financially stable enough
Right.
to get one.
Exactly.
So I can't wait, but I love dogs.
I love dogs too.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog currently.
Oh, yay.
Her name is Mila. She's 6 years old. She's a mix between a Boston Terrier and a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Oh, no
or
way.
King Cavalier, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's cute. I'll show you a
Should
picture.
have brought her. wish
With
you
the
were
cats.
there.
She's crazy. She is absolutely chaotic. Like she never lost the
Oh.
puppy syndrome.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So she still is very puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like 40 pounds of muscle. Like just muscle.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So
So she'll,
she'll
like-
yeah, she can like jump
She
push
could
you down.
roundhouse the shit out of you.
For sure, for sure. But I love her.
Yay.
She's my bestie. Okay, where'd you grow up? I think you said that already before.
Oh, I
but
did. Yeah. Convenient. Yeah. I lived in Huntington for like the first 7 years of my life, and then I moved to Floral Park, Flopo.
Flopa.
Yeah. Which is like right outside of Queens,
Right. Yeah.
but still Long Island.
Still Long Island.
Yeah.
Kind of Queens.
Yep.
I grew up in Merrick,
Yeah.
Nassau County.
Mm-hmm.
And then when my mom got pregnant with my sister, they needed a bigger house. So then we moved to
Sure.
Wantagh, just a few towns over.
Oh, yes. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Now. Oh, my God. Keep kicking the microphones down.
And that's really it.
Is
Pretty
that
boring.
it?
Well, we have some would you rathers.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my God.
We can just
Okay, let's do rapid fire.
rapid fire would you rather.
Which they can cut this out if they don't.
If we're talking for too long, you're not going to hear this part.
Let's go.
Okay. Would you rather have $2 million now or $10,000 a month for the rest of your life?
I'm going to say 2 million and then like hire a financial advisor person to help me
Oh,
invest it.
Good idea.
So maybe it becomes even more than that.
Oh, so smart.
That's what happens when you let the barriers fall and you just say the first
Yeah.
thing that comes to your head. What's your answer?
Well, you made me think now, but I think I
Right.
would say 10K
Sure.
and just like, and also still work. So making that money too. Not that I'm making a lot of money,
Yeah.
but if I put like 5K away every month
Yeah.
and kept the 5K and then also worked
Mhm.
to keep up,
Yep.
with my bills and everything.
Yep. Oh my God. Now I want to backtrack, but we don't have time.
No. No, we made the choice. Okay, would you rather make a penny per step that you take? This was the one that caused so much controversy. Or get $1 per jump that you Jamp.
So wait, for a penny per step. So for 100 steps, you get $1.
Yes. And you're probably
So let's
taking
say-
like 8 to 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah, let's say like the goal is 10,000 steps. Wait, I can't
Don't make me do math. Yeah, no,
10,000 steps divided by, I think it's 100, right? Because
right, because
100
100 pennies
pennies
is a
goes in.
dollar.
10,000
Wait, a
steps.
million.
I did multiplication. I was like, $1 million a day divided by 100.
Is
Yeah,
100.
so that's only $100 a day. Let's ignore the fact that I needed to use a calculator to
No,
do that.
I won't ignore it because I would have to do it too.
Okay, with that
So
being
would you rather
said-
do but then you would have to do 100 jumps a day.
But
You're
I-
already taking steps.
I like to jump rope though.
Okay.
genuinely. And I just think that's more bang for the buck. I'm going to go with jump rope
Okay.
because I'll get exercise and also money now.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I hate jump roping.
Then that one's not for you.
That one's probably not for me. But I do love to walk.
Does jumping on a trampoline count?
Oh,
fun.
sure. That can count.
Okay.
That's a jump.
You go to Bounce Trampoline Park?
You're done.
You're a rich woman.
Forget it. I'm going every weekend. I think I would have to say penny. And then I would just like make it my goal to take like 20,000 steps a day.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like shoot for the stars.
Smart. Shoot for the stars.
The stars being 20,000 steps in a day.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather be attacked by a shark or attacked by a bear?
This is, well, it's kind of a good question because I do feel like my deciding factor is whether or not there's a drowning component.
Okay.
In which case I'm going to choose bear because you're kind of getting mauled by both. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But if
I
you're
think
attacked by a shark, you're also drowning, and that sounds horrible.
horrifying.
Or do you black out sooner? So
Yeah, like I
better.
feel like if it just takes a chomp out of you, like are you
Right.
done? I feel like if I had to escape a bear, I probably could easier than I could escape a shark.
See, but is that even true?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
just telling
God.
myself that. I
You know
hope
what?
I'm never in either predicament, but I have to choose one.
I'm going to stick with bear.
Yeah.
And I would just honestly put my head like in its mouth. Like if it's coming
Just
for
let
me,
it
I'll
take
just like, yeah.
Your head.
Whereas with a shark, it's just I'm not an amphibian. I'm not a fish, you know?
I
So
can't swim.
I can't like maneuver myself in a way that it would behoove me.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
I would also say bear,
Okay, good.
I think. Did you watch The Bear?
Yes.
Season 3 is coming out
When?
in June. Sometime in June.
That's soon.
So soon.
my God.
Very excited.
Sean gets the credit there. He literally made me watch that, like dragged me kicking and screaming to watch it because I would get so anxious.
Me
To
too. Well, the
see
same thing happened with Rich. She's like, you have to watch The Bear. You have to watch The Bear. And then I watched it with my mom and my dad. And my dad was like, I can't watch this. I'm freaking out.
Truly.
And then me and my mom finished it. And I was like, the point is that it makes you anxious. Like, that's the point.
I know.
But I'm like, watching it is sometimes crazy.
I was gonna say I'm like that too much in my normal life. I was like,
Right? Like, I don't need this in like my TV that I'm
I
watching.
know. Oh my God.
I did love it though.
Yes, it's so good. I'm glad I watched it.
Watch The Bear.
Yeah.
This episode
Bear.
is sponsored by The Bear. Okay. Would you rather be able to speak 10 fluent languages or master 10 instruments?
This one I know for sure is languages. For sure.
Yeah. I would love to master an instrument, but I don't need to master 10 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like no desire, which is weird because we're
Yeah.
like musical people. But
Right. But knowing 10 fluent languages is so like helpful.
Oh my God, you can make bank on that too.
Right.
Everything is a job.
Everything is for money.
I'm just like, you could work for the UN, you know?
Right.
CIA. You could be like top security clearance. That'd be cool. Or just travel.
I just think
Be
it's
leisurely.
so, yeah, right? I just think it's so impressive when people can speak more than one language fluently. I'm like, how are you doing that?
And it raises your IQ and stuff. So does
Yeah.
playing musical instruments probably, but
True.
anyway.
Okay, last one. Would you rather never have to eat again or never have to sleep again? And I hate this one. I love
this is
to eat
tough.
and I love to sleep. So what am I doing? You know?
Oh my God.
It's that
Whatever. I
Celsius.
swear I shouldn't have drank this. Label out though. Label out.
That's the marketing degree.
I think, yep. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
There it is. Label out, baby.
I wanted to say, no, I have to say sleep. I just like to taste food.
I know. I love
much.
to eat
I
food.
don't know. And I like to think that if I didn't have to sleep, I would get so much more done in my life just because of the time now that you have.
True.
Awake.
Like, if I never sleep again, that means I don't need the sleep,
Sure.
right?
Yes. Yeah, I guess we have to assume that.
Because either
so
I
you
don't need
get
the sleep or I
tired.
don't need the food.
Right. But then I do wonder, just for introvert people, like, how do you, sometimes I need that to, like, reset my
Yes.
social,
100%.
what do they call that? Social,
Battery?
yeah. I was going to say thermometer.
Yeah, that one.
Social battery. But maybe I could just become, like, really good at meditating or something. So I'm awake, but I'm, like, cleansing
Right.
the mind.
Ugh, I don't know.
We were not rapid fire about this.
No, we had to think about every single one, and that's fine. It is hard. I would probably, I don't know, I love to sleep,
Yeah.
but I also love to eat. Yes.
There's so many pillows.
Like, if you imagine getting into bed and you're like wrapped up and you're like so comfortable and then you just don't sleep.
You're just like
Yeah.
in the dark.
I think I hate that.
I know.
I think I'm gonna have to say, never have to eat. If I don't have to eat and I'm just nourished,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like off.
also, if we're gonna never have to eat again, doesn't mean you can't.
Oh my God.
It's just that you don't have to. And sorry that I'm thinking about this like this now, but
This is so funny. They might have had the same train of thought, and now it's just been like so many weeks ago that I can't remember. But I swear I still listen to the episode though.
I promise. I promise.
You don't have to, but I'm
But you
still
can.
gonna say, don't sleep.
No sleep.
No
Bus. Another bus. Club. All right, I think I have to say eat. I know, is this the end?
I know. I don't want it to be over. Everyone listening though is like, get off the mic.
Get them off the microphone.
All right. I think we will wrap it up here though.
Yeah.
But I really appreciated all of your answers, and I thought that it was so fun getting to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
So fun. And now you have to go to work.
I have to go to work.
Working
You have
girl.
to edit this probably.
Yeah, honestly, I'm probably just going to edit it right now. Well, it's fresh in my mind. But thank you so much for sticking with us and listening this long if you are still here. And yeah, be sure to follow. Rich might have done this at the beginning, but be sure to follow Wait Hold On Pod on Instagram, TikTok. They have an email, which is waitholdonpod@gmail.com.
Good for you for knowing all of this.
Thank you.
And-
yeah, see, that's the repetition
Yeah.
of hearing it over and over again happening.
And you can listen on anywhere you listen to your podcast, I believe.
Yep. And that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Thanks for joining us.